guys, welcome back to KrissBeauty. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Christina. Some of you call me Kriss, others Tina, whatever you prefer, girl, that's fine with me. Alright guys, in today's video, we're just going to be getting glam. I honestly have no idea what this video is going to be called, but we are just going to be getting glam. It is the weekend and I'm just ready to play with some makeup. So sit tight, grab your popcorn, let's do this together. We're going to be doing a cute makeup tutorial. I know that. I got my robe on. Okay, this is my real robe, not a cutesy robe. So if you're not already subscribed to KrissBeauty, go ahead and do so. Turn on your bell notifications and let's get started. All right, you guys, so I'm here. I am not moisturized. I have my viewfinder here. We got a new setup today, so I'm trying to film before the sun goes down, before the time runs out, and I'm really excited. So let me go ahead and start off by moisturizing the face. I have been feeling 110%, well, maybe not 110% better, but like maybe like 90% better since my last video. I definitely feel way more inspired and I'm not letting my frustrations like take over, so that's always a good thing. But we're gonna chat it up today. We're gonna focus on some makeup finally. I feel like I've just been all over the place and I just need some good moisturization, hydration in my life. All right, you guys, so I have a couple products in front of me. I honestly just picked out like anything because I have a bad habit of like, you know, using the same 10 products. So I'm really gonna try to like, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So I definitely want to do like a cutesy little makeup tutorial. I picked up a couple things from Dollar General that I was gonna review earlier, but that review did not work out, which is absolutely fine. So we're just gonna use a couple things that we know and love, and then also some things that we don't know. So that could be a bit scary, but we're just gonna move on and move forward. So I'm gonna start off with some hydrating primer. This is the Pretty and Primed Hydrating Primer from Believe Beauty. This line is a new line exclusively at Dollar General. For y'all who don't know, Dollar General is like a little 99-cent store, especially here in Florida. We have a bunch of Dollar Generals, and I seen that they had a whole brand new line, and this hydrating primer is right up my alley. I have super dry skin, so I love getting anything that's super hydrating, that really helps with like dry patches. It has no scent, which is always good. I'm just gonna put this everywhere. So as always, you guys, we are gonna start off with the face. I love starting off with the skin and the base makeup because I really feel like perfecting your base and taking your time really just makes a look. The eyes don't really matter, like you can just put on a pair of lashes and you'll be good, but if your base is looking flawless, the rest of your day, week, month, and year will be good. So I'm gonna start off with cream contour. I literally always do this. I'm using my Juvia's Place Cream Stick Foundation. This one's in the shade Mozambique, and then I'm gonna be using the shade Namibia. This is what they look like. They look kind of rough right now. I'm sorry in advance. And I'm just gonna, I kind of like to warm that up on the back of my hand a little bit. That looks like a lot, but I'm really trying to go for the less is more approach because I really feel like you don't need to like pack it on the face. You don't need to completely saturate your face with product. I really feel like a little can go a long way if you allow it to. So that's what I'm learning. I kind of like to take those two shades and like mix them together a little bit. And I'm taking a foundation brush. Look at me, I'm over here talking about less is more, and I've already started the foolery. I'm really gonna try. But I'm gonna take this foundation brush. You know what it is? I feel like I just have an issue with wasting product. And that's not only makeup products. I feel like that's what everything that I come across. Like I hate to waste. So I feel like I constantly have to use things up. So if I put this much on the back of my hand, I feel like I have to use all of it. And that's a real big problem. I'm going to just try to use what I need. I'm going to catch the double and the triple chin. And I like to make sure that I go into the ear and behind the ear. All right, and then we can even go around the edges. Okay, and I'm just going to begin by blending this out a little bit, and this is definitely going to give us that sun-kissed glow underneath the makeup. You definitely want to take your time blending, but at this rate, at this point, foundation is going to go over your face. So if you're like, you don't have to blend everything out so much because you still want it to peek through. So I'm going to continue on with, oh, actually I want to try, this is a skin illuminator that I picked up from Dollar General from Believe Beauty. This is supposed to be like a glow from within sort of product. This is the product that you put on before foundation. I've never had luck with these products because they tend to mix in with foundation and really irritate my soul. But I do want to try this because it's like a nice pink tone sort of shade. And after watching Jackie Aina a million and one times, I feel like I perfected it. So I'm going to try. I'm going to use the setting brush from Real Techniques. This is like the highlighter brush of all times. So I'm just going to take this product. Feels a little, actually it doesn't feel that thick. So I'm going to take this, like a nice pinky undertone. And I'm going to begin to highlight where I would usually highlight on top of my makeup. See, so it's already sticking, which is nice because you don't want it to go everywhere. And that's the issue that I always have. Okay, I went a little bit too heavy-handed. And what's nice about this skin illuminator is that it's not too glittery, but it's definitely like boom, like out there. I mean, I'm hoping that this can dry down nicely and we can like get somewhere, because I feel like this would honestly be a great addition like under the skin. All right, guys, so this is what the skin is looking like right now. Of course, I'm looking crazy, but I'm going to go ahead and take my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Foundation. This is in the shade Cream Beige. Love, love, love this foundation. It gives you like the perfect amount of coverage, but like the best dewiness in the world. And we love a dewy moment over here. So I'm going to take that. I'm actually going to use the same foundation brush that I used, which is, by the way, the Expert Face Brush. And I believe this is from Real Techniques as well. This is the point where I fill in the blanks. And this technique really just helps you like use way less foundation. And I'm really trying to go for that look today, like a skin, like a your skin, but like better. Definitely not natural, but like, I don't know. So I'm going around the contour. Everything looks so dewy and wet and beautiful, and I love it. See, I get too crazy with the foundation. I need help. Seriously. Okay, so now that the face is looking completely wet, which honestly, I love this like glowy, sort of bronzy look. Like this is great. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some concealer. Of course, I always use, well, if you're new to my channel, you don't know, but I constantly, like, this is my jam. I use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is the Satin Finish Concealer from e.l.f. and I use the shades Light Beige and Fair Beige. I'm gonna start off with Light Beige. Okay, and now I'm going into Fair Beige, which is definitely way lighter. Sometimes I like to bring that concealer up if I feel like I probably went a little bit too downward with my cream contour. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and switch brushes for my under eye. Ever since I did the Kim Kardashian recreation, I have not been able to do my under eyes any like different way. So I'm going to go ahead and take my BS Small brush. This is like a fluffy brush. I have everything linked down in the description box, by the way, so go ahead and check that out, including these brushes. They are super cheap, like really, really cheap, but also like great quality. So I just use this to go ahead and tap everything out. And if you notice, I haven't contoured my nose yet because I have learned that like it stresses me out to contour my nose before concealer. So I like to do that right before I powder. And I'm just stippling this. If this is like your first time like using this technique, which by the way, I learned this from Ash K Home, this would feel very, very weird and like completely out of place. But I'm telling you, it makes your under eyes look absolutely flawless. And then sort of like buffing that down and around. I love to bring this all the way up like that snatched effect. It's the best. Okay, so this is the point where I like to set, when everything is like super wet, super dewy. I cannot find my airspun right now. Oh, I found her. I found her. I lied. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with my Airspun Loose face powder. This is like the only face powder that's working for me right now. I used to be obsessed with the Wet n Wild one, but I don't know what happened. It just checked out for me. So I put a bunch here in the cap, and I just like to buff everything out before I go in and I set. All right, you guys, so I went ahead and I set my face. I completely saturated my face in powder. Can we talk about her before we go on? Like, she looks absolutely flawless. Like, so good. I just went ahead and I set with my Airspun. I'm gonna go ahead and contour, bronze, you know, highlight, do all that good stuff. That's like my favorite part. If you notice, I didn't cream contour my nose. One, because I forgot, because I have the memory of a 9-year-old. And also, I'm like, you know what? Like, is cream contouring my nose really necessary? Probably not. Probably not. So I'm just going to go ahead and bronze it up. You know what I mean? And let's see. I'm going to use this angled Morphe E62 brush. And I'm going to go ahead and use it along with this Believe Beauty. I promise it's not sponsored. I just, you know, I picked up some of these products and I'm just seeing how they work as we go along. I did try a couple of them. Some of them were hits, some of them were misses. But I'm going to go ahead and try this bronzer. This is the In the Tropics Bronzing Powder in Hawaiian Glow. I really love the tone of it, and it is a matte bronzer, which is a yes for me, but it has like kind of like a lot of fallout. I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna completely snatch the nose. I like to start at the very beginning of the brow. I'm gonna go ahead and take a clean fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M441 brush, and I'm just gonna diffuse this a little bit. I go a little overboard. Okay, and I'm using some setting powder to go ahead and bake. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take my angled brush with that bronzer, which honestly is a really nice tone. It's warm, but it's not like too warm, and it's like neutral, but not too like gray. And it blends. Look at how beautiful it blends. Honestly, really stunning. All right, you guys, so I went ahead and bronzed up the face. I also applied some eyebrows because, girl. So we're gonna apply some cream blush, actually. If you know me, or if you don't, cream blush is just not something that I usually use. But I really like these cream blushes from Believe Beauty. This one is in the shade Dollface, this pinkish tone, so cute. And then of course I had to get something that was more on the peach side. And this is Tropical Sunset right here. Tropical Sunset and Dollface. They are extremely pigmented, very creamy. So we're gonna go ahead and use that. I'm gonna take my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, and I think I'm gonna do like literally like a smidge of Dollface because it is super pigmented, like really pigmented. So I'm gonna take a smidge of that. I'm gonna go right up my bronzer, or right above my bronzer rather. It's like this really nice pink, like doll pink, you know what I mean? Hence why it's Dollface. Okay, so this is like, God, I did not mean to do this. Okay, we're gonna have to keep it like this, darlings, because I went overboard and I didn't mean to. Oh my god, it's so bad. It is literally so bad. I'm taking my foundation brush and I'm gonna try to diffuse this a little bit. That saved us because I really want to add this one too. Okay, I'm gonna take a smidge for real this time. That combination together, oh, and it's not too like, whatchamacallit, it's not too like dewy, too wet looking. In my opinion, it's fine. It's fine. The look is gonna come together. So I think it looks really cute. Let me go ahead and highlight the face really quickly. I'm gonna use this Gold Flake. I'm gonna use this Glimmer Pots gel to powder eyeshadow. Yes, this is a individual eyeshadow, but I feel like the color is very, very nice. It is very golden tone. And this is in the shade Gold Flake. I really don't want to go too in with highlight today, so I'm gonna keep it very I want to try to keep it minimalistic. I'm gonna try. Keyword. I'm gonna go ahead and spray down my face with this Believe Beauty Makeup Perfecting Setting Spray. I'm so sorry that this is all that I'm using today, but it's really all that I have around. I'm gonna use this setting spray, which has a little bit of fragrance, but it's not too bad. I love the spritz on this though. Oh. Okay, y'all, so I got y'all zoomed out in so we can do the eyes together, finally. I'm gonna go ahead and prime the eyes with my, with my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Light Beige. Okay, I'm just gonna set this with a little bit of translucent powder so it's not too sticky. Okay, so for today's eye look, I think I'm definitely gonna stick to like some really pretty brown tones. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the Morphe M441 brush. It is a beautiful fluffy brush, and I'm just literally gonna take my bronzer. I'm gonna take my bronzer from Believe Beauty or whatever, and I'm gonna begin buffing her in the outer V. I just feel like you can never go wrong with brown tones, you know what I mean? Like a beautiful little smoky moment. I'm literally going in the shape of like a V, so I'm going into my lash line and I'm not going too far out or too far up. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and switch brushes. I'm gonna go into, I don't even know what brush this is, but this is a beautiful tapered brush. It's one of my favorite brushes. I'm gonna actually dip into the Taupes palette by Juvia's Place. It has like really nice like brown tones. And I'm gonna go into this shade right here. This is like a grayish ash brown. And I'm just gonna go right over that warm brown we just put down. Okay, so I'm switching to the Morphe M433 brush, and I'm gonna go into like this light shade of brown right here, and I'm gonna buff that into my inner corner. And I even go as far as like buffing that into the brow. And I'm sort of connecting that to the first shade that we put down, but I don't want to go too far out here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this pencil brush. This is from Moda Pro, and it's just like the perfect, super precise pencil brush. And I'm actually going to take this gray tone right here along with this sort of like ash brown. And I'm just going to use this to create some depth in the inner corner. Okay, and I'm taking those same two shades and using it along the lash line, sort of to create like a little bit of an angle. I'm diffusing that inner corner and the outer corner as well. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of concealer, and I don't necessarily want to do a cut crease, but I just want to clean up my lid just a teensy bit. Specifically like the beginning of the lid, I mean the inner corner. Okay, so again, I didn't want to make it too like crazy precise. I just wanted to like clean it up just a smidge. I'm actually gonna go into my Profusion Cosmetics matte palette because I want to like dip into some like tans and yellows and things like that. So I'm gonna go into the shade Doll right here, and I'm gonna use that shade to set this concealer. Okay, so going back into this palette, I want to go into Adventurous and Proud, sort of mix and match those two. And I want to place that like in the inner corner. and also the outer V, and sort of buffer that in between these shades. Okay, I'm gonna take this Morphe M508 brush and I'm gonna go into, I think I'm gonna go into Tease. It's like a grayish sort of midnight, I don't know, it gives me purple, gray, and blue tones. I'm gonna use that to create a little bit more of a dramatic sort of, not a wing necessarily, but this is gonna help create a dramatic moment, I guess. And as I get to the inner corner, I make sure that I keep it super, super thin. Okay, I'm gonna buff it out to create a little bit of a smoky liner. Going back into my tapered brush and into this Juvia's Place palette, I'm gonna go ahead into this gray and into this sort of brown, and I'm gonna smoke this out even more. I'm gonna take some brown liner and I'm gonna try to go along the lash line. I literally have fallout all over my face, so I'm gonna go ahead and take some setting powder and just hope and pray that it doesn't go everywhere. I'm gonna do that. We're gonna let it sit for a second. But the eyes are pretty much done. I just have to add lashes, you know, the lower lash line or whatever. And that's really gonna help bring the whole look together, as always. For today's look, I'm gonna be using the Salon Perfect Wing Demi Collection lashes. I've just, oh God, look at how beautiful they are. I fell in love with these. They're super dramatic, but like not heavy, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna use these along with my super strip lash adhesive from AOA Studio. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this to the lash line. If you do not apply your lash glue to the lash line, you are seriously missing out, because it is a game changer. And I'm gonna sort of apply this at an angle upwards, because I don't want it to necessarily just sit on the lash line, if that makes sense. I love doing this method because it dries super, super quickly. And I'm just impatient like that, so it's a win-win for me. While that's drying down a little bit, I'm gonna add some of that bronzer shade to my lower lash line. I'm also gonna grab some nude liner. This is from Calabi, and this is in the shade Nude. I'm gonna put this in my waterline. Okay, I didn't trim these lashes because I'm too lazy to do so. So I'm gonna take these lashes and I'm gonna sort of angle them upwards. Okay, so these are looking super cute, super dramatic. All right, I'm gonna use some mascara to really lock in those lashes. All right, you guys, so the last step that we have is lips. This is my second favorite part. I'm gonna use this lip liner from LA Colors. This is in the shade Hazelnut. I use this to line my lips. And now I'm gonna blend this a little bit. I'm gonna take this lip gloss from Believe Beauty. This is in the shade Ethereal. It's like a nice like pinky, sort of like bronzy shade. Ooh, it doesn't smell like anything, but it has like a cardboard smell. Ooh, it's so cute though. So cute. Sticky, but cute. Very sticky actually. I'm gonna take this CoverGirl Exhibitionist Lip Gloss. This, I don't even know what shade this is in, honestly. But it's like a pinky nudie sort of tone. I'm gonna this in the center. All right, you guys, and this is the final look. What do we think? Dramatic eye, but like subtle, you know what I mean? Like the face is just giving you life, and the lips are so cute. I'm in a robe, I'm not going anywhere. You know what I mean? But I'm hoping this weekend is a good weekend. If you're watching this on a Sunday, say hey, drop a little bit of a, should we do a code word? I don't know. But if you enjoyed today's video, if you plan on recreating this look, go ahead and drop your comments down below. Make sure you leave a like before you go, and definitely subscribe to KrissBeauty before you go. We are like inching to 1,000 subscribers, baby, and I'm so excited. If you do not already follow me on TikTok, I am at the KrissBeauty on TikTok. If you guys want to see a different look, another look, go ahead and sound off down below in the comments. I'm open to all looks, all tutorials, or you know, everything. All right, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.